Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu, Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through another big quaddie at Randwick this weekend. But how about that news during the week, Mike? The Everest. You're going to be partying with 600 to get involved?
That's a massive bet, isn't it? Almost like a 300 grand each way bet for these owners. A huge bet. Not for me. I've never bet that big, but what a great race. Great initiative.
Yeah, it's going to be good. But look, we had a little freshen up last week. Happy Australia Day to everyone. I was off on a country property down near Hay. How'd you spend yours?
Beach, barbecue, betting, up in Terrigal. Can't get any better than that.
Oh, well, that sounds like a pretty good combination. Well, look, let's rip into it. We've got the Eskimo Prince Stakes for 3-year-olds to kick us off for the quaddie this weekend. It's a great start, actually. Quality Group 3 had some future stallions won the race in Spill the Beans, and there was Scissor Kick as well. But this one, it's all about Ome Sword. She's coming back and against the boys, and it's coming through for Waller as well. So I've got a couple of up-and-coming types here.
Yeah, two massive boom 3-year-olds for Chris Waller returning this race. Group 3, set weights, over the 1,200 metres. Look, the rail's out 6 metres this weekend at Royal Randwick, so we think it should be a fair track, but sometimes when the rails are that far, it can be near rails. Watch out for that. Hopefully good fall conditions as well on Saturday. A bit of drizzle around, but it shouldn't be too bad, and a steady to fair tempo in this race. So across the 3 key factors based on those conditions, weight has to be a key factor in these set weights events. The classier types are suited. Because the tempo might slacken off a bit, you need to accelerate, so sprint's there too. And scope. Don't forget they're 3-year-olds. These horses are on the rise.
That's very true. Well, look, we know she's good, Ome Sword, but as we have a look at the market, I think the punters have really just got to assess, what price is she going to jump at? And already they've said, well, hang on, $2.80 was pretty big. She's been really well supported into $2.50. But look, in behind there, we've got Bezel coming through, Guard of Honour, spending to win. So, look, there's a few challenges there, but look, this is all about Ome, that's for sure.
Yeah, so interesting to hear that there's early money for Ome Sword. That makes such a difference for your confidence if you're betting early. Let's have a look at her first up start and see if that helps your confidence as well. This is her in the red and yellow, getting urged along here in the turn, coming to the outside. Pretty good run, Stu, wasn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it will help the confidence, that's for sure. Look, she's just coming wider here, and it's this next sort of 75 that she gets going and then just says goodbye from the 200.
Yeah, big striding daughter of High Chaparral, has a good sprint, but maybe a better surge. The last 200 metres is always the best part of a race over this distance. So the good, honest tempo on this day did help her. Maybe the acceleration could be a risk for her on Saturday, though.
Yeah, you got away. Love the way she just hit the line there. That's impressive. Look, let's have a look at another replay here. And we've got to look at this because, let's face it, half the field are coming through this one. We've got Spending to Win, we've got Guard of Honour, Generalissimo, and On the Spot, all there.
Yeah, Spending to Win, racing so well this prep. He's the grey horse on pace. Guard of Honour is the favourite this day in the tartan, coming widest. Generalissimo just in front of him in the yellow and white. And the other horse out the back in the light blue. Look, he was a short price favourite, Stu. Was it an okay run? I'm not sure.
Yeah, look, I'm still scratching my head here. I'm saying it's not, but I think you've got a few other variations on that.
It was a difficult ride for Bowman on this day. It hit the line okay. It was only 1,000 metres, so there are some excuses. But yeah, like you said, it was such a short price favourite.
Yeah, look, there's a few there to really keep your eye on. But look, back to Ome Sword. I'm expecting to see gold across the page here. Let's have a look at the key factors here as we bring them up. And how does she score here?
Well, against these 3 key factors, we chose them for a reason because we think they're the most important ones, obviously. Weight, first and foremost. She's the classiest horse by far, and you can see that huge gold bar there. Scope as well. Don't forget, she's only a lightly raced horse. It could have more improvement to come. She's got Group 1 written all over her. If there is one chink in her armour, it might be the sprint from the 6 to the 400 metres if the tempo's not too quick. Guard of Honour gets the gold bar for sprint.
Well, there's a look at the key factors there. And look, as we add in the form, that's what we're going to have a look at here as we bring up the overall ratings. And let's see if she is that far ahead. There she is. She's on 13. She's 3 clear. And look, she's on top. She's the only filly in the field, but she's definitely towering above the other boys.
That's
here.
A massive margin. 3 lengths based on our ratings. So we love to see a margin that big. A couple of small concerns we've talked about, but not too many. It's Ome Sword for us. We think the odds will keep tightening on Saturday, especially if she parades well in the yard. So the best bet in this race has to be Ome Sword for the first leg of the quaddie. And just in case the race does get a bit tricky and the tempo does slacken off, put Guard of Honour in a Quinella.
All right, a bit of confidence there around Ome Sword to kick off the quaddie. Let's have a look at the second leg. It's the Breeders' Classic for mares over the 1,200 metres. And, well, we've got a couple of these horses coming back from the Gold Coast. They went up there to chase the millions. It was Iron's a Lady, Flippant, Egyptian Symbol. They've come back down the highway. And there's a few here, Fresh, Waller's, French Emotion, Zaritza, and then good old Danish Twist. This horse just keeps raising the bar. You'd love to own her.
Yeah, Danish Twist is a fantastic mare, isn't she? She's so strong to the line over 1,200 metres. This is a Group 2 race, mares, set weights and penalties, a fair tempo expected, good fall conditions and hopefully a fair bias, maybe slightly near rails. Let's go across to the 3 key factors. Based on those conditions, weight has to be a key factor. Once again, a set weights event. Distance is a key factor for us too, over 1,200 metres. We're looking for really good, sharp sprinters. And position and run. nearer the pace, and some are quite awkwardly drawn in this race too.
Yeah, well, I mentioned Danish Twist. She absolutely gives her all, and she was a punter's pal at last prep and the prep before. She's always been there. Let's have a look at the market here, and well, there's a bit of early money there for her, $4.60 into $3.80 there. But look, right in behind, we've got that Gold Coast trio: Egyptian Symbol, Flippant, and I Am's a Lady, and then there's In Her Time and French Emotion under the $10 too. But all the money here is it's four Danish Twists, but plenty of early moves there, and the punters are getting involved, Mike.
Yeah, 3 of them coming through the Gold Coast, like you said, Stu. So an obvious replay to start off with that massive prize money race up in the Gold Coast recently. I Am's a Lady in the red, quickening up, coming to the outside, and now going past Egyptian Symbol, who led on this day. Flippant, the black and yellow, 3 wide, getting run past by I Am's a Lady too right now.
Yeah, look, I Am's a Lady coming here, but look, Egyptian Symbol, that's the one I want to focus on here. Hits the front. I'm just not sure this last 200 metres here.
Well, it doesn't look like a particularly good run from Egyptian Symbol, does it? But she's a horse with great acceleration, a great turn of foot, so leading at a strong tempo over 1,300 metres might not be that good for her.
Yeah, I love seeing that wind down the outside too again. Look, we mentioned Danish Twist. Let's go have a look at her. We're going to take you back to the Group 2 Premier Stakes, and well, this was just a great finish, let's face it, but what a ride this day by James McDonald.
James McDonald, you won't be seeing him on Saturday, unfortunately, but what a great ride from him. Wide barrier, back to the inside. She's here in the yellow, just moving through now, taking on a horse, takedown no less, who went on to win a Group 1 at Perth. And good old our boy Malachi fighting on the outside. I think I backed him that day. Just misses, but Danish Twist, always genuine.
Yeah, look, it's an absolutely cracking finish here, and for Racing New South Wales to use that as the actual pin-up for Everest, and that's the image they're going with, so that's a good finish, and that's got to be a good race.
Yep.
But look, let's have a look at the key factors here. We're looking for the gold, as you said, Mike, and take us through this one here. How's the Gulf Coast form stack up?
Well, not too bad, actually. Flippant's a really classy type, and you'll see in your form guide, she's way down in weight after carrying, I think, 59 and a half last start. Danish Twist is the class mare in the race, though, and she's really well weighted too. Most of them okay for distance, but a big plus for Egyptian Symbol coming back the 100 metres, like we said. She's never run a bad race over 1,200 metres ever.
Well, look, a lot of gold around the favourites there, that's for sure, and also some gold around the Gold Coast horses there. But look, I'm really keen to see where she's ending up here, Danish Twist. She's not there on top. You've got the Gold Coast horses on top there, but they're really going to be having a big look over their shoulder for her at the finish.
A massive look over their shoulder for Danish Twist late. If there's any drizzle of rain around at all, Danish Twist will come right into the race. If there's any tempo in the race, she'll come right into the race. But we've got a pretty good horse on top there. She's a winner. She's got a great winning record, and the odds are fantastic as well. Flippant, drawn the inside. She'll just come up behind those lower-rated horses, peel off on the turn and storm home. She's always strong to the line. She's the best bet. The 3 top raters at an exacta, you know Danish Twist is going to be around the mark.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a bit of the Gold Coast form on top there. Look, there's a look at the first 2 legs of the Quaddie. That is definitely the quality for the Quaddie, that's for sure, but we'll be back with legs 3 and 4 straight after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We mentioned the quality before, that was legs 1 and 2. Let's get into the quantity, that's for sure. They're definitely stacking up here. We've got a testing mile to come up. We've got the Classic Uniform and Chestnut Road, these 2 strong front-running rolling types, and a couple of flashing light horses in behind. Leopari still looking for that gap a couple of weeks later, and Imanui as well running on well.
Yeah, so unlucky Leopari, wasn't he? Those big rolling on-pace types have such an influence over the race, don't they? Let's look at these race conditions, 1,600 metres. There's that strong tempo. Those big rolling types love to set that tempo up. A good 4 we're hoping for, and a fair track as well on Saturday. Across the 3 key factors. Look, Scope's an interesting one for a benchmark race. There's one particular horse we have to factor is upward improvement. Distance, we want a horse that handles the mile because of the strong tempo. And not only do we want a horse that handles the mile, we want a horse that smashes the line. Great surge too. Yeah, well, look, a good testing mile at Randwick deserves a really good testing market. And I think that's what we've got here. It's pretty open. We've got Classic Uniform, one of those really tough rollers on top there at $5. And look, he's joined by Leopari there, Imanui, both at $5. Invincible Knight, $9.50. Hogmanay, $9.50. It doesn't end there. Chestnut Road. So, look, Classic Uniform on top here, but we're going a bit wider here, Mike. Yeah, this is a tough race, but the good thing for form readers is there's lots of form around each other here. So you can sort of pick through the form guide or even the race guide and find which horse you like. Let's look at the first replay. Classic Uniform doing what he does, rolling on the pace in the yellow and green. Chestnut Road outside of him in the red doing a similar thing. And Leopari in the red hat running home late, Stu.
Yeah, that's in the red hat, darting back to the rail here. He's going to come home and make a late charge, but Classic Uniform, look, he wasn't off and gone, but he's just doing what he does. He's strong.
Yeah, he's a really strong on-pace type. He went so hard in the lead, almost every single horse in Sydney would have lied down this day and got beat. But not him. The form line stacked up pretty well. That horse that runs third there wins next start.
Well, there's some good form lines, and let's have a look at another race here. We're going to have a look at Imanui, who was there in the betting, and Hogmanay as well.
Well, this is a great form reference as well. Similar form references. We know Hogmanay's got form around classic uniform, so it's interesting to link these two up. Hogmanay's in the red, moving up now, and Imanui way back there, Stu, in the orange too.
Yeah, you'll see a nice finish from the orange with the white hat here. But look, Hogmanay gets to the front here. It definitely battles out the finish, but had every chance here.
Well, yeah, I mean, on pace, it was only a steady tempo, so maybe Hogmanay had his chance, but he's been looking for further for a while now, and he hasn't been sprinting that quickly. If you look at the last 100 metres through the line, they're both really strong.
Yeah, look, there's definitely strong down the outside here, and you've got to weigh that up with classic uniform in the other race. So, look, plenty of replays to look at there. But, look, take us through the key factors. We're looking for the gold and these strong front-running types at Randwick. A bit of gold there, I see.
Yeah, a bit of gold there. Let's look at Imanui first, though. I mean, the thing about that run we just looked at for Imanui is he improved maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 lengths on some ratings from his first up run. If he does the same third up, that's a massive plus for him. So that's why he's got a massive gold bar for scope. Look, most horses okay for distance there. Esteban maybe wants further with the blinkers on, but he could be an improver. The thing about classic uniform Leopari and Chestnut Road, you know they'll be good to the line. They're really tough.
Yeah, well, look, can feel, you just said tough there. It's just going to be a real test, this race, that's for sure. And as we add in the form to this, let's have a look at the overall ratings. Well, in such a tough race, I mean, it looks as though, there's 4 horses on 11 or above there, so we're actually signalling out a few here.
Yeah, close race. We've got 4 key chances, like you said, Stu, so that's quite good for this race. There's a top rater, isn't there? So let's go straight to the best bet and make that top rater our best bet. Both big horses, aren't they? The big roller Imanui to catch classic uniform on the pace just in the last stride. Here's a great bet. The scope's the way why we're betting on him. Each way, definitely. And Hogmanay, he's around the mark. He's great value each way.
Well, look, there's a look at the third leg of the quaddie. Well, I can tell you one thing, it doesn't get any easier to finish off, that's for sure, Mike. It's the It's On in Sydney handicap, and it's on in the last. Loads of chances here, a genuine quaddie killer. We've got Deploy and Dorf Command coming off, Dorf Star, sorry, coming off 3 wins in a row, and Tower of Song, Roaring to Win, Snowden's Trio, they're all going really well as well, so where the hell do we look here?
Well, the last 2 times we've nailed the last leg of the quaddie, haven't we? But this time, as soon as the acceptances came out on Wednesday, we all side in the office. Benchmark 82, 1,400 metres. Not too many leaders despite the big field, fair to steady tempo only, a good 4 conditions and hopefully a fair bias on Saturday for this particular race. So across the 3 key factors, look, it's a really tough race. Let's keep it simple for the key factors. Track, distance and position and run. If the track starts to dry out towards the end of the day, maybe near pace and near rails will be better.
Well, look, let's have a look at the market, and as of yesterday there wasn't too much movement there, but let's bring it up, and we've got Deploy, one of those horses coming off 3 wins. Top of my list. You've got to look down, right down near form lines here for the emergency. A lot of form around the better fillies in the autumn there. We've got Snowden's Trio, they're all right there. Dorf Star, he's not after his 3 wins. So how are we assessing this market?
Yeah, amazing. Dorf Star, 3 wins in a row and not in the market. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Let's look at some recent replays again for another closely matched race to see if we can differentiate between these horses. First of all, Tower of Song, who was first up this day in the purple, white and the black cap coming to the outside now. We're Sure is the one in the bright yellow coming to the outside, absolutely rocketing home. And Disgraceful, Stu, just an average one in blue, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think it was disgraceful as the namesake, but look, yeah, not pretty average. But yeah, We're Sure was screaming to ham down the outside here, and yeah, that's a good run going forward for sure.
Yeah, big run from We're Sure. That's what he does every single start. He's a bit in and out though. Good form references here though. So through Dylan's Rojo, Louis C.K. and Sabino Speed, who all ran well next start.
Yeah, of course, Dylan's Rojo winning last weekend. Let's have a look at another replay here, and we're going to have a look at this horse Deploy, who has gone and won some great races its last few starts. And here's a day, well, you were biting your nails here. You were biting hard because Noble Joey's out in front. Deploy's just trying to get off the rail, and finally he did.
Well, thank God Noble Joey kept on going. Otherwise, he would have been in massive trouble. It took a while to get off the rails. Deploy here in the white, but eventually got out, and he was too strong in the end. Another one to look out for is Roaring to Win, coming to the outside now in the blue colours, coming into third. He was first up, and he was quite strong there, Stu.
Yeah, you've got to love those colours. Really great owners over the years. Well, there's another great win there from Deploy. Let's have a look at the gold. Distance here, obviously.
Yeah, a bit of a risk for Deploy, isn't it? I mean, he's never been to 1,400 metres. He's a compact sprinting type with speed bloodline, so we'll see how he goes. He could handle it, but it is a slight risk. Track and position run, no problem for him. Roaring to Win, really well suited over Randwick's 1,400 metres, but he's drawn so wide there has to be a risk. Looking down the page, maybe Tower of Song is the one that's quite well suited. He loves Randwick and he can follow God Unders across to 1 pace.
Well, look, there's a few queries here, that's for sure. It's definitely a huge leg of the quaddie. So let's bring in some form. We've had a look at a couple of those replays. And if we have a look at this, we've got to try and get it down some. Let's try and narrow this down. I'm seeing a hell of a stacks field there. We've got 11.5 down to 10.5 down the page. That's not giving me any positives here, Mike, but where are the negatives?
Well, we've got nothing for you, Stu. That's look at that page. It's horrible to look at. We've got no idea. More confidence in the Tamworth Trots on this Randwick Race 9, despite the fact we spent 4, 5, 6 hours trying to find the winner. We've got no idea. Let's go straight to the best bet. Look, there is a top rater he's 11 to 1, I think. Tower of Song.
Tower of Song, yeah, it was 11s, I think.
He's $11, so he'll do us each way. On pace, really strong. Second up, maybe a slight risk for him. But if you like a horse at value, don't let us talk you out of it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, look, there's the best bet in the last at a bit of value. Let's have a look at this, Quaddie, because it seems as though we were going wide there in the last. I'll let you take on that in a minute. But look, Ome Sword to start us off. We've got some classy types there in race 7, but that is wider than the Sydney Heads in the last.
It is a huge last leg. Ome Sword, look, if she does what we think she can do, she'll start us off in style. Race 7, really confident. Danish twist, Egyptian symbol and a flip another 3. Once again, race 8, really confident those 4 horses are the main horses. They've got similar form references around each other, with Imanui being the one with big upside. 3 legs of confidence, 1 leg of no idea, go wide, or even wider than that.
Yeah, but we've actually still got $100 there for nearly 100% of the Quaddie, so that's got right too.
Not too bad, could be worse, couldn't it, Stu?
Absolutely. Well, look, there's a look at the Quaddie. It's going to be a massive day out there on Saturday. It's the Chinese Festival of Racing. Get out there and enjoy it. Race guides will be online 9 a.m. Friday at theraceguide.com.au for all your important horse profiles. And that's it from us. Hope you salute, hope we salute, and we'll see you again next time.
Cheers, good punting.